Samaai, who joins us from Cape Town. She's the director of Women's Legal Center, a law firm that fights for women's rights. So, Seehaam, why now is this a time for South Africa to tackle this issue?
Well, I know that the issue that you're referring to is polyandry. However, this green paper is way overdue in terms of our constitutional dispensation. What the green paper is recommending is actually firstly amalgamation also of the different pieces of apartheid pieces of marriage and civil, different types of civil unions, etc., and to be able to ensure that it is brought together in one piece of legislation. In addition to that, even though they are conservative persons who are challenged by the provision of the polyandry, there are many other provisions that actually supports, for example, religious marriage, the recognition of religious marriages like Muslim marriages, Hindu marriages, and Jewish marriages. And these are all issues that is being discussed within the green paper, broader than just the issue of polyandry.
Interesting. And, you know, one of the arguments against polyandry has been in the instance of children, that they might need DNA tests to determine who their father actually is in some of these arrangements. But is that really a big deal when paternity tests are so easy to come by now?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, I do think that whatever is happening with regard to the polyandry, it's a populist outcry of conservative forces with possibly within the country. We do believe that it comes from a very particular religious background also in relation to many of the provisions in there, because the challenge that they do have is around issues of conscientious objection, and whether or not there's also issues around marriage of same-sex partners, and whether or not you'll be able to not sanctify those partnerships. And we need to be able to look at this particular green paper as overdue, but it's also a welcome, because it's a start of actually giving to give a broad meaning to what our Bill of Rights and the Constitution says around equality and dignity and freedom of religion, etc.
You could make the point that once a person has one husband or one wife, they start to question, well, wait, do I really want another one of these? And I'm joking, but I want to know, are there many women who are seeking this arrangement, or men who would be willing to go along with it?
Well, we do know that because the practice in itself is taboo, you won't know the number of people that are actually living in this type of relationships. That's the first thing. We do know that there is one particular African culture, which is in the green paper, where they highlight, which is one particular queen that do have, that lives in a polyandrous relationship, but they are not a huge amount for this type of outcry, because there are more issues within the bill, which is, in the green paper, which is positive, rather than just looking at the issue of polyandry. And that religious institutions as well as civic institutions need to be able to look at those provisions to be able to strengthen relationships and also to advance women's rights.
Yeah, you can see the broader implications of this. Thanks for explaining that, Seehaam.